So good morning, everyone. I'm Jodi Ashbrook, and I am really excited to be joined here this morning by Denitza Stantcheva. Very lucky to have her with us here this morning. She's actually one of the top instructors for a really unique opportunity that's coming to Boston. It's called Get Happy Boston. It's a 2-day immersion workshop training, and I'm going to let her share more details about what that event is like, why you would want to be there. And then also we have a really, really special treat. She's going to take us through an experience of breathing and guided meditation. So we can actually feel and experience and get an understanding for what the actual immersion workshop would be focused on. And also just to get us started on our day with some breathing and meditation techniques. What better way to start a Thursday than to walk us through a guided meditation. So really excited to have you here, Denitza. And if you could just share a little bit about yourself, kind of how you came to the path of where you are, and then also helping us understand a little bit more about Get Happy Boston, which is at the end of the month, June 25th and June 26th.
Exactly. Thank you so much, Jodi, for having me today. It's a pleasure. My background, I am a higher education professional. I work at MIT in one of the departments with college students, supporting their activities on campus. I have always been passionate about working with students and young professionals. And interestingly enough, I found out about the art of living through introductory workshop, which was offered on my campus when I was doing my undergraduate studies from UMass Amherst. During the second year of my studies, I was just searching for different tools and techniques to handle the daily stresses and pressures. I found that even though I was only 21, I still felt quite stressed out from the daily activities, from classes and work and whatnot. And I explored all types of things. I started taking some yoga classes. I explored some types of chanting. And then just by accident, I stumbled upon a talk that Art of Living was doing on my campus. And when I went for it, I was so surprised to learn how through the breath, we can control the mind. I mean, control in a good way, right? We can have an effect on our mind. So it really interested me because it's like, I realized that our mind is almost never in the present moment. We are always regretting or angry about the past, or we are often worrying and anxious about the future. And that activity that is happening is actually taking us out from the present and doesn't allow us to really be focused and be productive and give our 100%. And as a young professional, as somebody that is in to a certain extent, a perfectionist, I wanted to be 100%. I wanted to be productive. I wanted to be efficient. I wanted to do well in my classes. And that is what intrigued me. Wow, through the breath, I can actually listen and remember what my professors are speaking in class. So it was a huge revelation for me. I enjoyed very much the meditation, and then I went for a workshop. And even though it was so light and simple, it was quite profound. After the workshop finished, I just continued with my daily breathing exercises that I had learned in the class. And I noticed, not that I was a different person, but I just noticed that things that would agitate me or irritate me in the past wouldn't anymore as much. I just felt so much lighter and much more energetic. And I definitely noticed over the time with regular practice that I'm so much more focused and I can get many more things done in a shorter span of time versus before, where I would sit and read and think and just my level, concentrations level and energy levels completely shifted. And just because of that, I got so inspired. I never believed in an Indian guru, and I never thought that I would become an instructor. But I was just inspired because I saw it in myself. So I made my whole family take the Art of Living program. I made all of my friends and pretty much everyone I knew to take the workshop. I did a lot of community, like I started organizing charity events because I was always so passionate about um, um, helping the people and helping the community. I always wanted to do it. I just didn't know how. I mean, we look around and there's so much misery around us, right? People suffering and poverty and whatnot. So I started organizing big charity events, dinners and gatherings, and giving some funds for different causes. And I mean, that really was something that kept me moving. I became an instructor. So the Art of Living is a non-for-profit organization. So I became an instructor and I taught for some time. And currently, I'm actually I'm supporting the leading efforts for Get Happy Boston, which I can talk more about. But it's really it's a workshop similar to what I did back in my undergrad. And it's only 2 days. It's actually, the entire workshop is 5 days, split in 2 parts. So the first part is Get Happy Boston, and the second part is called Get Happier Boston.
Which can be challenging sometimes, right? Living in Boston with, the traffic and, I mean, just like you said, the day-to-day things that happen. It sounds easy, but it's a whole different experience when you get, as you said, your mind can get caught up in whatever's happening. Somebody that isn't driving how you want them to drive, or you get an email that frustrates you. There's so many things that can pull you away. So I love what you said about, using the breath to help control the mind, because it's a very real scenario of things are going to happen. Things are going to happen all day long that might not feel great, or you might not, it might not go the way you want it to go, or it just triggers certain emotions or feelings. So what tools do we have available to us to help us move through those moments? And that's why I'm so excited that you're going to kind of take us through the breathing and the meditation, because I don't know if you have found this from your experience even prior to becoming a certified instructor. And thank you too for clarifying that it's through the Get Happy Boston event is through the Art of Living nonprofit organization. From your experience, do you find that day to day people have a tendency, and I know I was the same way before I found my pathway to yoga and breathing, just the different tools that I have available to me, it can become very overwhelming when you don't know what your tools are or how to use them in the day to day. And this perception that meditation and breathing is only for people that have time to sit up on a mountaintop somewhere and zone out. And so it's like this, maybe this misperception that people have of, one, maybe not knowing what meditation is, and how to bring it into the day-to-day, and how to access that tool. Have you found that at all?
Yeah, that's a really good point, Jodi. So absolutely, meditation, we should not wait to learn when we retire or the right time comes, because it never does. You have to make it the right time, and right time is always right now. That's what I always say. And what happens, it's so interesting that you mentioned that, because if we notice, to do good things, we always postpone. Right? Suppose you want to donate for something, or you want to go to the gym, or you want to start that diet you've always been planning, right? You always say, okay, I'll start tomorrow, I'll start next week, or when I get my check, or no. But if you want to do something bad, suppose somebody irritated you and you want to, yell at them or express your anger, you don't say, okay, let me wait until next week when I see them, right? We call them up or we send them an email. So it's Yeah, so it's like that a tendency in the mind. So in the same way, I encourage people, don't wait, to do something good for yourself. Do it now. I mean, register for Get Happy now. Do it. You're right. Incorporating meditation in our day-to-day lives, it's I wouldn't say it's difficult, but it requires some effort because we're not used to it. But at the same time, once some background noise,
Oh, but you've got background noise.
some echo. Um, but let's see.
Is that better?
I think a little bit better. Yeah. Um, so yeah, so incorporating meditation in our day-to-day lives, it's very important. And during the Get Happy workshop, that's one of the things that we learn is how can we not just have a one-time experience, but how can we make this a part of our lives? And it doesn't have to be Get Happy. It can be, like you said, you have a path of yoga and knowledge and anything, right? And that anything that helps us, right? I would just encourage go for it.
Well, would it be an appropriate time to kind of transition to actually having an experience of if I'm someone who's watching this right now and I'm interested maybe either in the Get Happy Boston event and want to know more of what that experience would be like, or maybe I don't live in Boston and I'm just interested in exploring either the art of living further or exploring meditation or the breathing that you talk about. Would this be a good time to kind of go into an experience of the breathing and the guided meditation? So someone who's watching could do this at work, they could do this at home, they could even do this as whenever those moments strike where we need to tap into one of those tools, maybe helping us, showing us what that would feel like and look like.
Sure, absolutely. Yes, we can have a little experience. So I always like to start by a little bit of breathing because the breathing relaxes the mind. And one thing that we have perhaps noticed is when we sit down for meditation, that's when all those thoughts that we never had in our mind start coming up, right? Like, oh, I have to do my laundry, or oh my God, I haven't sent out that, like random thoughts start coming up. So it's hard to meditate. So that's why I always take out a few moments for breathing. And starting with breathing, we can transition into a short guided meditation. So you can sit comfortably and easily. Let's do it together. So the first breathing technique we will learn is called the alternate nostril pranayama. Have you learned it, Jodi? Have you done alternate nostril pranayama? I'll explain it for everyone.
I have, and I've heard this explained a lot. You either need to calm down, or it's really nice to also do before you go to sleep at night.
Exactly.
Is that right?
Absolutely. It's very beneficial. Very beneficial. So we can keep our left hand on our knee open to the ceiling. And we'll be using our right hand, our index and middle finger right between the eyebrows, just like this. We will place them. And then we'll use our thumb and index finger, I'm sorry, thumb and ring finger to open and close the nostrils. So like this, let's take a normal breath in. Close the right nostril, breathe out from left. Breathe in from left. Close left, breathe out right. Breathe in from right. Close right, breathe out left. Breathe in left. Close left, breathe out right, and continue on your own. And you can relax in the next exhalation. Let's keep the eyes closed. Back is straight. Body is relaxed. Hands are relaxed. We will go through a short guided meditation. We'll be keeping the eyes closed the entire time. Just relax and let go. Take a deep breath in and breathe out. Another deep breath in and breathe out. And just become aware of the surrounding, becoming aware of all the sounds, any noises or sounds. Just accept all the sounds. You are in harmony with the surrounding. Become aware of your physical body. This body is a beautiful gift given to you from nature. Love and honor your body dearly. Become aware of your right foot. Become aware of your right knee. Become aware of the right hip and right thigh. And the whole of the right leg. Become aware of your left foot. Left knee. Left thigh and hip. The whole of the left leg. Become aware of the stomach and abdomen region. The chest area. Your shoulders. Relax the shoulders. The right arm and right hand. Left arm and left hand. Throat, the neck, face. Become aware of the entire face. Top of the head. The entire body. Take a deep breath in and let go. Become aware of your thoughts. Good thoughts or bad thoughts. Do not resist them. You are in harmony with your thoughts. Become aware of your feelings, some pleasant, some unpleasant. Just accept your feelings. You are peace and joy. Take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath in. Become aware of your feelings and emotions. Become aware of the thoughts you think. Become aware of your physical body. Become aware of the surrounding sounds. Deep breath in. And slowly you can open the eyes. Hello.
I feel amazing. I feel kind of like a new person.
It's great. I
So,
meditated, I think, for about 20 minutes almost.
yeah, it was wonderful. Can you, so for someone who maybe is brand new to meditation, can you just walk us through, before we wrap up here, what physically just happened in the body? So why does that make you feel the way it makes you feel? And why does that help to, kind of going back to what you said in the very beginning of the call, controlling the breath helps to control the mind. So can you kind of help us at a high level understand what just happens in the body when we go through that meditation, and then why does that help to control, why does breathing, controlling the breathing, help to control the mind?
Well, that's a mystery, right? There's some things that are, mystery to us. How, how life works. But see, the breath, if you notice, it's the most important function in our body, right? Life starts with breath. When the baby is born, it first takes a breath in and then it cries. Life ends with breath. The last breath has that plays very, it's just many times we're not utilizing it. We're not aware even that we're breathing. So when we take out some time and practice a little bit of breathing, and that is actually affecting and cooling down our mind. And if we meditate for a few minutes, that is also very helpful. I would always suggest to people to doesn't have to be Art of Living and Get Happy. It can be any program, but learning from an instructor. And just like we go, even if you want to learn swimming and you go and you take classes, even if you want to learn how to ride a bicycle, in the same way, to learn how to handle all these everyday stresses, challenges, dynamics of this world. It's so complex, but we're not learning it anywhere, right? Nor in school, nor at home. We're taught how to handle it with our emotions, depression, anxiety, and challenges, ups and downs of life. So, but I would recommend taking a workshop and learning and going deeper like that with an instructor.
Okay. And the last question I have for you, because I noticed this even coming up for myself, and this is one of my struggles with meditation, and I think this is probably very common. So I just want to humanize, the experience is that, for someone who's saying, watching this and saying, "Gosh, I don't have time to even sit and do that for 20 minutes," or I'm sitting there and my mind is just going crazy. I'm thinking about the grocery list and what I've got to do next week. And what advice would you give to someone who's maybe thinking sitting here watching this, thinking one or both of those things?
Good question. I would just recommend sitting for a few minutes with the eyes closed and taking some deep breaths and just focusing on the breath for a few minutes. Just a few moments, even when you're at office or in your lunch break, just sit down, close your eyes, and take some 4 or 5 deep breaths in and breaths out, and keep your eyes closed afterwards for a few moments, and then start.
Thank you. I mean, it was a wonderful way to start my day. And I'm really excited to share this with um, our community through Open Doors Hingham, but also the Open Doors Yoga Studio community. And then we'll also be sharing the link to this episode on jodiashbrook.com, which is my personal website. But Denitza, if someone wanted to learn more about the art of living, um, where would they go?
Mhm. So, Jodi, they can always go to the website artofliving.org. It's a national website, and anyone can log in and look up the centers and cities where they're looking to take a workshop. What I wanted to mention, and I think I forgot, which was really important, is that for this particular program, Get Happy Boston, it's so unique, and we are advertising so much because the founder of the foundation, Sri Sri Ravi Shankar, who has come up with these techniques and like special meditation. He will be personally coming to Boston after 8 years, and he will be personally teaching the workshop, which is very unique and very special opportunity. We're very honored and excited to host him as our featured guest.
And this is one of the few events that he will actually be at across the country. So there are several events like this happening across the country, but Boston is one of the few where he will be there and be teaching, correct?
So he's touring 9 cities during his. He travels the world. He travels the world. He's involved in a lot of the peacemaking. He goes into conferences, speaks in the UN. He really, the message of one world family that we all want to create. He is really working on that. And so during his visit in US, he will be touring in 9 cities, and he will be personally present in all those 9 cities. Boston is one of them. He will be visiting Bay Area, LA, Minneapolis, Columbus, DC, and other cities you can just look up on the website. So Boston is one of them.
Wonderful. Well, thank you again for your time this morning, for sharing your wisdom. I took away so many different things that you said. I can't wait to just jot them down and share them with others. And again, this link will be live, and we'll be sharing it through those different channels that I mentioned. But the Get Happy Boston event is June 25th, 26th. So it's a 2-day. 3 hours a day, correct?
Yes, correct.
And someone can, if someone was interested in registering, we do have a link in the event for today, but also I'll include the link when we send out the recording of this conversation today. So tickets are available. And how much are the tickets again?
Good question. So tickets are $95 for the entire workshop weekend.
Okay.
And it's going to happen at Boston University Track and Tennis.
Perfect. So great venue. I think you're expecting over 1,000 people or 1,000 people there, which I've been in large group events like that where you do yoga and meditation together, and it's really is an unreal experience. You get that much energy in one space and you're all kind of vibrating at that high level. There's nothing like it. So if you do have the chance to go, for anyone that's watching, if you're available and you're free and you live in Boston, please, I would really suggest taking a look at this and exploring this further. As Denitza said, it's an entirely different experience to learn tools like meditation and breathing, and just how to live your best life, really, when you're learning that from an instructor. Just like you would go to school for different skills, this is a different way that you're going to school, but you're going to school for yourself. So thank you again so much for your time. I really enjoyed it. I know everyone else who's going to be watching this is going to enjoy the experience of the breathing and the meditation, and just to really appreciate you being here this morning.
Thank you so much, Jodi. It was wonderful talking to you.
Thank you. And bye, everyone. Take care.